Good morning, good morning, good morning, YouTube. My name is Maylikdavis, and I would like to thank you for stopping in at 40 Pieces of Me before you get into your wonderful weekend. What I am doing this morning, I started 2 days ago. I started completing a table setting for one of my Facebook friends, all from Dollar Tree and a couple of items from Walmart. So as you can see, if you caught the first two videos, if you didn't, if you'll go back and check them out, I'll put links to them down below. But as you can see, the materials are starting to get sort of scarce now. So that means that we're getting closer to the end. Basically, I just need to make the centerpieces, the napkins, and figure out if I'm going to do some form of runner. But we'll decide that at a later time. This morning, what we're actually going to be doing, we're going to go ahead and complete the centerpiece. I will be honest, I looked at it and thought about what I was going to do, but I decided that I'm going to keep it extremely real, and I'm going to do it all while I'm recording, and we're going to work through it together, because I don't know if anyone else that tries DIYs at home, or any other YouTubers, but everything doesn't always work out as planned. But when we watch the videos, everything looks so perfect. And my last two videos, none of my videos have been perfect because I'm new at this. But my last two videos have been even less than perfect. But it's okay, because it seems like you accept me as I am. So I have a large magnitude of things. I'll tell you what they are as I get to them. The only thing I will tell you that did not come from the Dollar Tree is this absolutely gorgeous candlestick. I got this for $1 in Goodwill, as well as the hurricanes. I'm a hurricane freak. It just reminds me of being younger, and my mom was really into Prince's house. So that's where I started my love of hurricanes from. And speaking of Prince's house, and I probably won't do anything to it, but I found the old school Prince's house bell. As much in Goodwill as well. As much as I would like to keep it, I think it's going to add that added piece of class to her table. So I figure God will bless me with something else. So we're going to add this to her table as well. So the first thing that we are going to be doing, as you can see, I have the blinged out ribbon. Someone asked me about the different bling ribbons from another project. This particular black bling ribbon, it came from Walmart. I have not been successful in finding this in the Dollar Tree. So I found this in Walmart, and it was very inexpensive. But you can find the silver and gold in the Dollar Tree. I found these crystal gems that went along with the color scheme in Walmart as well. And I have some other marbles and crystals that I found in the Dollar Tree. So let's get into the project. I promised one of my viewers that I would try to make projects short as possible. My videos short as possible. So that's what we're going to try to achieve and do. This candlestick is very, very heavy. I wanted to get a larger candlestick because of the fact of how I wanted to build it up, and I knew I would need that added support. And remember, it doesn't matter with the glue if glue gets on something. The glue from the glue gun, it peels off, and the glue from the E6000 glue, you can clean it up with isotone fingernail polish remover. So it's okay to add a lot of glue, because in the end we can clean it up. And I'm going to use, I call this a fish bowl. This actually was given to me. One of my coworkers, once a week, she gives me different gems, and she'll give me bowls because she knows that I'm a DIY person. So I think that's very sweet. So I am going to be using something that she gave me. Just because I felt that move, I want to add a little more. Once I put it down, I'm not going to touch it. So this one, I'm just going to slide to the side and give it about 5 minutes. What I'm going to do next on this particular bowl, I will be adding bling. And another fish bowl. This is the medium-sized fish bowl, but in the Dollar Tree is the larger fish bowl. I'm just basically going to, I already pre-cut because I wanted to make this video quick. And it was one piece that I was going to take off and re-add. So what I'm going to do to try to make sure it's centered much as possible, I'm going to add 3 strips of glue to what I may perceive as the middle. I'm not good at measuring. And I had a little blackboard that I was using last night to eliminate problems. I have a lot of things to complete today, as well as a art project that I'm being paid to complete. So I need to work hard on that. I'm going to take this off. It's not centered, even to my likings. So let's try it this way. I wanted to do it that way, but maybe that's not the most logical way. So that worked out a little better. If you need to go back and add any, you can. But my reason for doing that is because I knew I was going to have a little space. And just when I was measuring, it wasn't right. So I wanted to do it this way. Okay, I took that apart. The bows are the hardest thing for me to actually get because of it just being round, and it may slip and you don't want it to look uneven And to me, it's actually no perfect way to measure. So there we go with that part. So we'll set that aside. So while I am dealing with my fear of this bowl, I have another one that I'll be using. So I'll go ahead and complete that. Okay, so I'm going to move that one down. I already know that I am. Thank you guys for being so patient with me. So we are going to unattach that. Peel up any glue that's on the bowl. And you can actually peel some of this glue off here. And like I said, one of my viewers suggested, to speed up the video, but then I had another viewer that came back and said to me, they can speed up the video, or that they actually need to see everything take place. So I'm just trying to find a happy medium. I'm trying to go, faster, learn how the YouTube thing works, and make everybody happy. But of course, we know you can never make absolutely everyone happy. So I hope that everyone will continue to visit. And that is going to do it for us. The glue gun. So that one is complete as well. So we'll stick that to the side. So now that we have this adhered, I'm real funny about seeing glue. So that was my purpose for the gems and the marbles, because I don't want to see glue in the bowl. It just doesn't give it a really polished look. So, and by now, I think everybody knows, that's watched a couple of videos, I'm a little clumsy and a little goofy. So it's okay. It was meant for me to drop those. Yeah, like that. So this is going to go here. And I just wanted to know if I could put a little more in. And I can. So now what I'm going to do is, and we can go back and clean it off if we need to with any glue, but I want to make sure that this does adhere. Some would say you don't even have to glue these pieces, but I'm not in her household. I don't know who will be in her household. I know that she does have grandkids that come to visit sometimes, so I would rather do it the safe way and not leave it up to chance for something to just tilt over. I don't want to be responsible for that. So basically what I'm doing around the base, I'm putting the E6000 so that as it sits, it'll continue to dry. But of course, I'll go back and use the glue gun to give it a quick stick so that I can continue to work. And then I'll go back and clean it later. And then the top one will be this one. And I'll repeat the exact same step. And you know what? I just realized we need to come up a little bit more with this one. Because the base was smaller. You live and you learn. So now you know it. You know if you do it, if you're trying to complete this particular project, somebody else made that mistake too. So now I am just going to place this down. I'm going to move this back. And this is quite heavy, I will advise. Okay, so that is that one. These next, the next ones that we'll do will be fairly easy. going to attach. And for purposes of time, I'll once I get everything in here, I will stop the video and clean everything up. Of course, I stated that it won't be the actual placement until I go to her place to actually do the table setting. So that's basically that. I wanted to share a quick story with you guys. So I have these. Didn't know what I was going to do with them. Didn't know whether I was going to incorporate it in a piece. Wasn't too sure. But I want to share a story. These are $1 in the dollar store, of course. We've all seen them. Just regular candle votives. You see them a lot at weddings or sometimes on table settings, whatever it may be. But I was in the dollar store. I actually was participating in a food drive. From work, where they send the kids home on the weekends with food because they may not otherwise eat. So when they came to my training class, I just stepped out on faith back in November, and I quit one job and went to another, took a pay cut, but it's going to work out for the best. But they stated, they try to do this with their training classes and asked if we would like to participate. So I'm thinking a couple of years ago, and I'm not ashamed of it, it's part of my testimony. A couple of years ago, I was living in Atlanta, and I didn't know how I was going to feed my kid. One of my kids was only there with me because she was the baby. She was in high school, and I'm thinking some nights I have to pretend that I'm not hungry. So this is going to be a perfect fit, right? Right. So some nights I have to pretend that I'm not hungry so she won't feel bad and want to share this happy meal we have. So I'm all in. I'm collecting and I'm putting on my Facebook, my personal Facebook page that I'm doing this for the kids. If anybody wants to contribute. Long story short, I go to this dollar store and that I love so much and over in a different city and start asking the girl about like, why is this dollar store so fabulous? Blah 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 blah. And I get real excited when I get in stores. And she told me it was a model store. And I told her that I was just starting to YouTube. And I was like, everything in here is so great. And I could do so much in here. And she was like, well, do you ever use candle holders? She says, when I got married 2 years ago, I have probably about 75 left that I didn't use. And they're just sitting. And she said, would you like to buy them? And I was like, yeah, how much? So we finally agreed on $20 and agreed that the next day I could come back out and she would bring them. Now I was short on money. This is about maybe not even quite a month ago. I was short on money and I really didn't need to buy them, but 75 candle holders for $20, how could you go wrong? So I said I would do it. Well, when I went back the next day and she was like, you really came back? And I was like, yeah, I told you I wanted them. And she says, I didn't think you were going to come back. And I told her, I said, well, I had to come to this particular market. And I told her what I was doing for the kids. And she got them out of her van, left out the Dollar Tree, got them out of her van. And she was carrying them to my car. And she sees that my back is loaded down with canned goods. And she was like, you're serious about this? And I said, yes. She said, well, will you take the $20 that you were going to pay me for these, and will you buy more food to the kids and allow me to bless you like you're blessing somebody else? Needless to say, I am a cry baby. So when I cried there, but when I got home, and see, we're running into a problem. The problem that we're running into is that I need to use more glue. I need to bring the base of the glue down. So stick with me. Back to our story. When I got home, I realized she had given me, she didn't even realize how many candle votives it was. She had given me 120 candle votives. Now, if that's not a blessing for a person who likes to craft, that is a blessing. I just say, sometimes don't be afraid to share your story, even if it's a downfall or what you've been through, or not helping people just because you've gotten to a certain point in life. Even though that's something small, and somebody may say, well, I could have went in there and bought all the candle votives I wanted. So you may have been, but you will never ever know where you'll end up at. And I just wanted to share that because those candle votives are really near and dear to my heart. Okay, this time we're going to make it work. Even though it seems a little messy, it'll be okay because we'll end up. There we go. See now, stick with me. I'll get it right eventually. I'm not perfect by any means, and I don't claim to be, but I'll get it right eventually. So that's part 2 to the centerpiece. We can even slide that. Okay, so I'm giving myself a couple of minutes to get this part done. Maybe I should rinse some of that glue off of my hand. And I know you're thinking we're going to see that glue in the bottom, but no, we're not going to see that glue in the bottom. I have a trick for that too. So this one is basically just going to be simple. It's just going to be the candle, be the hurricane inside. See, so I didn't know actually what I was going to use. I had an idea, but I wasn't for sure what I was going to use. Okay, so this is the actual finish result. Everything, of course, from the Dollar Tree, with the exception of a few. I just placed these down here because they are going. I don't know exactly how I'm going to set it up on her table. I have an idea, but I'm not completely sure yet. I did a couple of other things while the video was off. I added some of the floral bling ribbon just as an embellishment. I added it here. I added it there. to take away if you like salt glue. And I also took this one apart and I put the gems and marbles in there because it added more weight and I didn't want it to turn over. So that's another thing that you may want to consider doing if you're making something and it's going to be so top heavy. So it added weight. Another thing that I did, I'm not sure what her actual accent color is going to be. She doesn't even know yet. But just so that I can complete it and make it look decent, I threw in the little green flowers, and it has like the LED light that actually works in water. So when I take it to her and set it up, I'll put like more water in this and water will go in that. I'll figure out exactly how I'm going to do that part, and of course I will do a video of me actually doing her table. And these cuties right here, these are LED lights that I actually found in Dollar Tree. The beautiful thing about these, you'll see in the next video, they actually match the napkins that I'm going to make for the table. So it all worked out pretty good. So I hope that you found this to be a beneficial video. Once again, my name is Maylikdavis. I thank you so much for stopping through 40 Pieces of Me again. If this video is a video that you like, please hit the subscribe button for me. Also, leave in the comments anything that you saw that I could have done better, or just leave your comments overall. Thank you so much for visiting once again.